Hi everyone, I'm Julian from Kulaloo, and today I show you how to make a halter for a hobby horse. This one here is a classic stable halter and it's made from bag webbing. I used the bag webbing from one of our DIY kits, but you could basically use any type of bag webbing or ribbon or whatever you want or have at home to make a stable halter for your hobby horse. In the second part of this video, I'm going to show you how to braid the noseband of this halter. Alright, let's get started. Like I mentioned before, you're gonna need some bag webbing for the halter. Mine is 5/8 of an inch wide, which is about 1.5 centimeter, and you will need about 60 inch or 150 centimeter in total. You will also need one snap hook with a D-shaped eye. The opening should be large enough so the webbing fits through nicely and does not move around too much. In addition, you will need 5 O-rings. Mine have an inner diameter of approximately 1 inch or 25 millimeter, which is a size that I think looks well proportioned on a hobby horse. Okay, let's start cutting the first piece of webbing for the noseband. This piece needs to be 8 inch or 20 centimeters long. Since my webbing is made from polypropylene, I can carefully seal the ends with a lighter so it doesn't fray. If you are a minor and also use polypropylene webbing, please ask an adult for help with this step. Now I take 2 O-rings. I thread one end of the webbing onto an O-ring and create a loop that is about 1 inch or 2 centimeter long. I secure this loop temporarily. I prefer using fabric clips for that, because I sew a lot and already have them at home. I repeat the same step on the other end of the webbing. This is what it looks like now. If you don't have fabric clips, there are a few other options. First, you can use regular pins and simply pin the loop in place. Another option is to use hair clips. That works just as well. The goal is just to hold the loop temporarily so we can later check if everything fits properly on the horse. If you don't have hair clips either, you can also use bobby pins. Those work too, and I think most of you will have them at home. That's why I'm going to use bobby pins for this halter as well. Next, I cut 2 more pieces of webbing. Each piece needs to be 4.5 inches or 11 centimeters long. And I carefully seal the ends again. These pieces are attached to the 2 O-rings of the noseband and then joined together at the bottom using another O-ring. I make a 1 inch or 2 centimeter loop on each piece and secure them temporarily. This is what the construction looks like now. Now I put the halter on my hobby horse to check the size. You can see that the noseband is too loose at the bottom. It's important that the O-rings sit at the height of the muzzle opening, which works well on my horse, but the straps underneath are clearly too long. So I remove the pins again and make the straps shorter. The measurements I give you here in this video are only approximate because every hobby horse is different. So you always need to check the fit on your own hobby horse. Now it already looks much better. I plan to braid the noseband later, so having a little bit of extra space here is actually helpful. Now I take the halter off again. At this point, you could already permanently secure the adjusted loops by sewing or gluing them in place. That's completely up to you. So if you don't have enough clips, for example, you could already fix the straps and reuse the clips elsewhere. I personally prefer to secure all straps temporarily first. Then put the halter on the horse again to check the fit of all the straps, and then glue or sew everything in place at the very end. But that's up to you. Now we move on to the cheek straps. For this, you need two pieces of webbing, each 7 inches or 17 centimeters long. I seal the ends first and then attach the pieces to the two O-rings of the noseband. Now I attach another O-ring to each loose end. It's important to pay attention to the direction of the loops. You don't want the loop folded to the front like this. That would be wrong. The loop always needs to be folded toward the back of the halter. So make sure all folded ends are on the back side before you continue. These are now my two cheek straps. Next, we need the neck strap that connects the two O-rings here. This piece needs to be 9.5 inches or 24 centimeters long. I attach both ends of the webbing to the O-rings. After that, the throat strap is added. This piece needs to be 11.5 inches or 29 centimeters long. I attach the strap to the upper left O-ring. And now I attach the snap hook to the loose end of this strap. The last missing piece is the chin strap. It needs to be 5.5 inches or 14 centimeters long, and it is attached to the lower O-ring using a loop. Now it's time to try the halter on my hobby horse again. I place it on the forehead first. Pull the noseband over the muzzle and then place the neck strap behind the ears. After that, I guide the throat strap under the chin to the other side and hook it into the O-ring. You can now see that some parts are still too loose and need adjustment. The O-rings on the neck strap should sit just below the ears, which works well here on my horse, but the noseband needs to sit a bit higher. That means the cheek straps need to be shortened. This adjustment depends highly on your horse, so make sure to check the fit on your own hobby horse. My throat strap with a snap hook also needs to be shortened by adjusting the loop. Once everything fits well, there should still be a little bit of space, so it's easy to put the halter on and take it off. Now I can take the chin strap and guide it around the throat strap using a loop. It should sit snug but not too tight and still be able to move. Now I can remove the halter and permanently secure all the loops. If you have a sewing machine at home, you can sew them in place using a simple straight stitch, preferably in the color of the webbing. If you don't have a sewing machine, you can simply glue the loops in place. I personally prefer using hot glue because it works very well with polypropylene webbing. If you use a different type of webbing or ribbon, make sure the glue you use is suitable for that material. If any strap ends are too long, I cut them off, carefully seal the ends again, and then glue them down. One part to be careful with is the chin strap here. The loop around the throat strap must stay movable and must not be glued or sewn in place. You should still be able to slide it back and forth like this. And with that, the halter is finished and ready to use. To put it on, place it on the forehead, pull the noseband over the muzzle first, then place the neck strap behind the ears, and finally hook in the snap hook. Next, I show you how to braid the noseband or any strap of this halter with ropes. For braiding the noseband, I'm using two different ropes with a diameter of about 4 millimeters, one pink and one multicolored. You can also use just one color if you prefer. If you use two colors, you need 27 inches or 70 centimeters per color. If you use only one color, you need 54 inches or 140 centimeters in total, which you can cut as one long piece. Here I have my two ropes, and now I'm going to connect them. I'm doing this by melting the ends together, because my ropes are made from polypropylene, so they can be carefully melted with a lighter. To melt them, I hold both rope ends close together, heat them at the same time with a lighter, and then press them firmly together. If you are a minor, please ask an adult for help with this step. If your rope is made from a different material, you can also sew the ends together by hand or glue them. If you are using only one color and therefore one long rope, mark the center of the rope with a pin. That way, you know exactly where the middle is and can place it correctly under the noseband in the next step. Here I have my halter. To make the beginning easier to see and understand, I leave the halter on the horse for now, so the position of the noseband is clearer. I now take the rope and pull it under the noseband until the center of the rope sits exactly underneath the noseband strap, as close to the O-ring as possible. Now I can start braiding. First, I lay both rope ends away from the noseband. Then I take the left pink rope, form a loop, and guide it over the noseband to the other side. Next, I take the right rope, guide it over the pink rope, then under the noseband, and finally pull it up through the loop of the pink rope. When I gently pull both ropes tight, a knot forms. Make sure that the joint center of the rope stays hidden underneath the noseband. And that's your first knot. Now you do the same thing again with the same color rope, which is now on the right side of the noseband. I form another loop with the pink rope and guide it over the noseband. Then I got the other rope over the pink one, under the noseband, and out through the loop. Pull it tight and you have the next knot. You can already see the pattern starting to form. I repeat this process along the entire noseband. Always form the loop with the same color, alternating left and right sides of the noseband. So again, form a loop, guide the other rope over it, then under the webbing and through the loop. Keep going until you reach the other end of the noseband. For simplicity, I'm now taking the halter of the horse and continue the braiding without it. Alright, I'm finished. This is the front, and now I turn the noseband over so I can see the back of the strap and guide the rope ends to the back as well. I take the first rope end and shorten it so it ends roughly in the middle on the back of the noseband. I seal the end with a lighter and glue it to the webbing by melting it slightly and pressing it down. But be careful, this gets very hot. If you're a minor, ask an adult for help here, or simply use glue instead. Next, I shorten the second rope so it also ends roughly in the middle of the noseband. I seal this end as well and glue it down. To make everything extra secure, you can either add a few stitches by hand or use glue so the ends hold really well. And with that, the noseband is fully braided. You can use the same technique to braid other parts of the halter too, for example, the cheek straps. And that's it! Your halter is now finished and ready to use. If you want, you can now make some beautiful lead ropes or even reins to go with your new halter. You'll find the links to those videos in the description and at the end of this video. I hope you have fun trying it out and enjoy crafting your own hobby horse halter. Thanks for watching. See you. Bye bye.